Hi, and welcome to this episode of the U.S. Treasury Department series on reporting for the State and Local Fiscal Recovery Fund Program, or SLFRF program, which is part of the American Rescue Plan. My name is Chris, and I'm with the Treasury Department's Office of Recovery Programs. In this video, we're going to go over several topics specific to reporting on SLFRF funds for non-entitlement units of local government, or NEUs. We'll cover 4 topics in this video that will help you, as an NEU jurisdiction, get started in meeting your reporting requirements. First, we'll discuss key responsibilities and requirements for reporting on SLFRF funds for NEUs, including key reports, upcoming due dates, and where to find guidance documents, user guides, and other resources. Second, we'll go over the step-by-step process for accessing Treasury's online reporting portal, including how to log in, how to designate users, and how to view your reports. Third, we'll demonstrate how to submit the NEU agreements and supporting documents report that is currently open and available for all NEU recipients. This will be a step-by-step demo we'll do live in the portal. At the time of this recording in March 20 of 2022 is the only report that is available, relevant for, and required of NEUs. We'll talk about subsequent reporting later on. And lastly, we'll discuss some common challenges or questions raised by NEU recipients and provide answers to each. So with that, let's jump on in. We're going to start this video with a very high-level overview of the reporting responsibilities for NEUs. Before going into that, though, an important reminder that Treasury has published the SLFRF compliance and reporting guidance, as well as user guides for reporting and other supporting documents and resources that are available on the Treasury website. The address for the website is www.treasury.gov/SLFRP reporting. We highly encourage you all to view the resources there in addition to watching these videos. So, taking a step at a high level here, there are really 2 reports NEUs need to be mindful of right now. The first is the NEU agreements and supporting documents report. This report is available now for all NEUs in the Treasury Reporting Portal. The due date for this report is before April 30th, 2022, and is a one-time collection only. We anticipate this would be quick and easy for most NEU recipients, and only requires that folks upload up to 3 documents. In the next slide, I'm going to go into detail more about this specific report and what the documents are that are required. The other report that NEUs need to be mindful of coming up is the Project and Expenditure report. And this is going to be the regular report for collecting information on both process and progress on your use of SLFRF funding. More details on the Project and Expenditure report for the April 30th deadline will be available soon. We're going to be releasing additional training materials in the coming weeks and months. This report for the April cycle is also due by April 30th, 2022. And again, I'll talk about this a little more in the forthcoming slides. So let's go into detail on the NEU agreements and supporting documents report. If your NEU jurisdiction has not done so, this report should be the priority for your reporting responsibilities at this time. As mentioned previously, the Treasury SLFRF website will also have available the user guide for completing this report, as well as other helpful resources. The report is relatively easy and simply asks that you provide Treasury copies of the following 3 documents. The first is the copy of the signed award terms and conditions agreement, which was signed and submitted by your NEU jurisdiction to the state or U.S. territory as part of the request for funding. The second is the copy of the signed assurances of compliance with Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which was signed and submitted by your NEU jurisdiction to the state or U.S. territory as part of the request for funding. And lastly, the copy of the actual budget documents that validate the top line budget if your NEU jurisdiction just provided a top line budget to the state or U.S. territory as part of the request for funding. So on this last one, if you only provided a top line budget figure to the state and territory, this would be any budget documents your jurisdiction has available to justify and validate that top line figure. There's no specific format or form that we're looking for on the third document here. A key item to note here, a lot of NEUs have expressed concern because they either don't have copies of the submitted documents or those documents were never requested by their state or territory. If you are one of these NEUs that are missing or did not have one or more of these documents provided by your state or territory, an option to describe what document is missing and still submit the report is available in the report form. The Treasury team may follow up if there are additional questions about the missing documents, but this option will allow you to submit what you have in the report in the meantime. So next, let's go over the project and expenditure report. The project and expenditure report is the primary way that all recipients, including NEUs, will be reporting on their use of SLFRF funds. This will include completing financial, performance, and compliance reporting requirements as outlined by the compliance reporting guidance. As the name suggests, the report will collect information on all SLFRF funded projects. Projects are new or existing eligible government services or investments funded in whole or in part by SLFRF funding. For each project, recipients are required to provide data on several basic fields, including the name of the project, the related expenditure category, total obligations, and total expenditures. For NEUs, the first project and expenditure report is due by April 30th, 2022. Thereafter, NEUs receiving less than $10 million in SLFRF funds will only need to report annually. Please note that Treasury is working hard right now to produce additional training materials, user guides, and other resources around the April 30th deadline for the project and expenditure report. And these materials will be available on the Treasury website soon. And we'll endeavor to make sure that we provide for NEUs the instructions to make the project and expenditure report as easy and as straightforward as possible. Now that we've covered the reporting responsibilities for NEUs, let's move on to accessing Treasury's reporting portal. Now, let's move to topic number 2, which is accessing Treasury's reporting portal. This is something NEU recipients should try to do as soon as possible. You'll see on your screen a URL for accessing the portal, highlighted in yellow. You'll also find this URL on the Treasury website as well as in the email Treasury sent out to all NEU points of contact, example of which is also available on your screen, highlighted in red. Please note, the first step here in this process is something that should have already occurred when you first requested funds from your state or territory. As part of your jurisdiction's request for SLFRF funds, the state or territory would have asked your jurisdiction to provide points of contact information, including an email address and a name to be provided to Treasury. This information was then transmitted by the state or territory to our offices at the Treasury Department to load as users within the portal. Later in the video, we'll talk about what to do if this didn't occur. But I wanted to note it here because even if you do the subsequent steps correctly, not having been previously identified by your state or territory as a point of contact will delay this process. The next step is to copy or click on the URL to be directed to the login page for the portal. And please note, the best browser used when accessing the portal is Google Chrome. By using the portal link, you will be able to create your account, access the reporting portal, designate additional users for your jurisdiction in the portal, and view and ultimately edit your reports. So with that out of the way, let's try to demo all of this. All right, so I'm going to start this process by opening up, in this case, my internet browser being Google Chrome. You can see it, the homepage set to the Treasury site, and that's okay because I've copied up here the URL for the Treasury Reporting Portal, which we just identified on the previous screen. So I'm going to go ahead and press enter. And that will direct me to a login page here. It is supported by login.gov, which you can think of as a doorway into the Treasury Reporting Portal. So there's a lot of confusion out there about what login.gov is. It is just a pathway by which users can create an account and use their email and password from the account they create to then access the portal. So we're going to use this process as if we are a new user and we're going to create an account for the first time. I'm going to scroll down here where it says create an account and click the create account button. And you'll see here a screen pops up asking me to enter an email address, the one that I would be using to log into the portal. Now, it's important that you make sure that the email address that you use to populate your account is the same one that you provided to your state and territory in order to identify you as a point of contact for your NEU jurisdiction. That's the only way that we at Treasury will know that the account you're using is associated with the NEU that you're reporting for. So for the purposes of this test, I'm going to use an example email. We'll call it neutest@treasury.gov. And we'll then select the language, defaults to English, and I will click the rules of use for the login.gov system. And once you've done that, you go ahead and click submit. And it'll notify you that it's sent an automated email to the address that you provided with a link to confirm your email address. So you'll have to check your email inbox to make sure that you received the link. If you haven't gotten that email, please also check your spam box or other filters. It may have been caught there. So let's take a look at that email. Within a minute or two, you should have received an email that looks like this in your inbox. You'll be asked to click on the Confirm Email Address button to be taken back to the login.gov page where you'll get a confirmation of your email address. So let's go ahead and click that. Now we'll see that we have a new green box here that says you have confirmed your email address. That means our email address is ready to go, and the next step in this process is to create a password. A note, a password for logging into the Treasury portal must be at least 12 characters long. And if you're curious about safety tips for creating a password, you can click the password safety tips box below. So let's go ahead and create a new password for our account. And we'll go ahead and click continue. All right, now that we have our account email address set up and we have our password, the last step is to set up an authentication method. And this is a safety feature that allows us to authenticate our account with the following methods. We have a safety key, not applicable, but if you have an ID, you could use your ID. An authentication application, this is like an app on your phone or computer that provides you a code. A text or voice message that can be provided to a phone number of your choosing, and additional backup codes. So for the sake of convenience, and one of the easiest solutions is to use a text or voice message here. And we're going to click that and move forward with clicking the button for continue. And here is the box to enter in a phone number to receive a text message or a phone call to provide a authentication code. And for the purposes of this, I'm just going to use a test phone number. In this case, I want to receive a text message. So I'm going to have the text message box selected, and then I'm going to hit send code. All right, so I get a notification that a security code was sent to the number that I selected. You should have received, in this case, a text message to the phone number you provided, and you'll use that code. In this case, it is a 6-digit alphanumeric code that you'll enter in the box here. It's a one-time use code, so I'm going to go ahead and enter it in here. And I'm going to click submit. I'll be brought to this screen where a notification will say that my account was successfully created through login.gov. If everything here looks right, you can go ahead and click agree and continue. Now, going back to the earlier point about your state or territory already providing your email address ahead of time to Treasury, if your email address that you registered your account with is not already something that the Treasury team is tracking, you're going to arrive at an error message like this saying, no matching contact record was found. Please contact your account administrator to create a contact record for you in the system. This is important because if you are an NEU who you are the account administrator, or you believe you're the only one from your jurisdiction that should have access to the Treasury portal, please reach out to us at our email inbox, slfrp@treasury.gov, and we'll have someone assist you as soon as possible. But this, again, error message appears if your email information and point of contact information has not already been previously shared with the Treasury team through your state or territory. Now, if your email address was already in the Treasury system, you'll arrive at the home page here of the Treasury Reporting Portal. This is the starting page for you to access your reports, as well as, and I'll show you in a moment, how to start designating additional users for your jurisdictions to access the portal as well. So we're in the home page of the portal. My next step here is to try to designate additional users for my jurisdiction. This again is the circumstance where you're logging in as an NEU for the first time and you are an account administrator for your NEU jurisdiction. So if that applies to you, you're going to click up here, these three dashes at the top, and a left sidebar will pop up with two options, home and account. I'm going to go ahead and click account. And that'll bring me to a list here of my account name, as well as some additional information for my jurisdiction. In this case, it's a test record, so I'm going to click the account name. That will bring me to these series of 3 pages where I'm going to see information on the 3 user roles within the Treasury Reporting Portal, and a description of each role. If you're curious about what each of these roles are, please not only read what's on the screen here, but visit our YouTube video for specifically designating user roles, where we go into this subject in more detail. But at a high level, account administrators will be able to designate additional roles for your jurisdiction. So I'm going to go ahead and jump down to the next screen in this section, which is certification, where I can read and acknowledge that I, and as an account administrator in this circumstance, have the ability to identify additional staff people or people that need contact records in the Treasury portal. So please read and understand the certification here. You can simply enter your name in the signature box and click submit. And you see a certification complete message pop up. And lastly, I'm going to go and click on this designation form box, where I'm finally going to be able to designate additional users in my my account record. Finally, we're on the designation form page. Here again, you're going to see the listing of the 3 roles that are available in the portal. And this is where you're going to be able, as an account administrator, to add additional contact people to your account record, so that you might have an additional person that will come in and help you do reporting, or an authorized representative who will come in and certify your report documents for you. This is where you identify them and provide them with a contact record and give them a role in the system. So let's try to do that with a hypothetical person. Let's just say I want to enter in a new contact person for my account, and we'll name her Jennifer Doe. Give her a title, which is mandatory. Phone number isn't required, but is preferable for contact purposes. You will be required to enter in an email address, though. So let's try to do a test email for this person. And then we will do name in the organization. So I filled out this person's identifying information along with an email address. The next stage is to give them program roles. And this, again, allows them certain actions within the system. So for the purposes of this exercise, let's just say I want to give them all 3 SLFRF roles. I'm going to click them. I'm going to press this little right arrow button, and that'll move the role over to the right-hand side. That means I've given Jennifer Doe, with her email address, these 3 roles in the system. With that, if you're comfortable with that, you can hit complete, and that will add Jennifer Doe as a contact to your account below. You can see here also the additional contact people that you have associated with your account by looking at the table below and their accompanying roles. So real quickly again, that is how you designate roles and add new contacts for your jurisdiction in the Treasury Reporting Portal. So next, let's go back to the home page and take a look at how to view your reports. First, we're going to go back to the home page by, again, clicking the little dashes here at the top, bringing up the left sidebar, and clicking Home. Great, now we're at the home page again. Once you're back here, you can either click on Go to Your Reports at the bottom, or you can click on Compliance Report, the left side navigation bar, to go to your list of reports that you have available currently. So let's click on that and see what it looks like. Once you've clicked into Compliance Reports, you'll be brought to this page where at the top you'll see SLFRF Compliance Reports listed. Below that, you'll see a table with all of the reports that are relevant to your jurisdiction and are currently available. Of course, you won't see as many records as you're seeing here on this screen because I have a lot of test records that are just available to me. But you'll see a record at the top that looks similar to this with the NEU recipient number that you were given along with the title NEU Agreements and Supporting Docs. This report record is currently available for all NEUs to go in and submit their supporting documents through. In order to access the report, you just need to click into this little pencil icon under the Provide Information box. So now we've gone over how to log into the portal, including creating your account, logging in and designating additional users for your account, and now how to view the reports that are available to you. Now, let's finish this off by going into the NEU Agreements and Supporting Documents report to actually complete this report and submit it. And I guarantee you, it'll be quick and simple. Before we walk through the report in detail in the portal, a quick reminder. The NEU Agreements and Supporting Documents report requires up to 3 documents be provided. These are documents that either you as an NEU recipient have already signed and provided to your state or territory, or documents that validate information like budget information that you provided to your state or territory as part of the request for funding. So we'll go into the portal and try to do this walkthrough, and we'll show you how you upload it. Returning back to the Treasury Reporting Portal, again, we're on the Compliance Reports page. And I have my report record here, listed number 1, of the NEU Agreements and Supporting Documents report. I'm going to go into the report by, again, clicking the pencil icon under Provide Information. Once I click that, I'm now in the report. You'll see first a recipient profile where information on your NEU jurisdiction will be provided here, including a DUNS number, address, and accompanying name. If any of this information is wrong, please feel free to let us know in the discrepancy box here. And if there's anything significantly off about it, we encourage you to reach out to the Treasury team at SLFRP@treasury.gov, and we'll respond as soon as possible. If you have a DUNS +4 number, you can add it in the numerical field available here. Now that everything looks right, you can go down to the bottom and click Save, and any changes you entered will be saved. And also, you'll be able to see a list of your points of contact that we might have added in the previous user designation screen. So anyone you've added as a user to your account will be listed here under the point of contact list. With that, we're going to click the Next button to go to the next screen. All right, so now you'll be brought to what is really the core of this report, which is the providing of 3 documents that are necessary to ensure that you agree to the terms of the SLFRF program, that you're in compliance with the Civil Rights Act of 1964, and that you have appropriate budget documents to validate the budget lot figures that you provided to your state or territory. Now, I'll just say, Treasury's heard from a number of NEUs that have expressed concerns about having one or more of these documents readily available, either because of the way that your state or territory collected this information, or because this information is stored in a way that's not easily, can be easily provided to Treasury in this format. For the sake of being able to submit what you can, we have added in an additional functionality at the top here that is just a simple yes/no question asking whether or not you are able to provide all 3 of the documents in this report. You can select yes, in which case you'll be expected to upload 3 documents, 1 in each of these categories, or you can select no, in which case you'll be asked to explain why you aren't able to have all 3 documents. Treasury may follow up with you after your submission to explore further on your explanation of why, but in the meantime, selecting no and filling out the explanation box will allow you to submit what you can in these upload fields and submit the report without all 3 being provided. For the sake of this exercise, as a test, I'm going to select yes, that all 3 documents are available for upload, and I'm going to go ahead and try to upload 3 documents into the upload function provided here. So first, I'm just going to try to upload a PDF of the signed award terms and conditions agreement. I'm going to click the Upload File button here. That'll allow me to open a pop-up menu. Once I've clicked that button, my Windows Explorer folder will pop up where I can navigate to where I have my documents saved, and I can select the document that I want to upload. In this case, the signed award terms PDF. I'll go ahead and select that, and I'm going to click Open. And you'll see that an upload box has popped up, and I have a successful upload here. And click Done. And with that, I have the PDF document uploaded. I'll be able to view the upload file by clicking on the View Upload File box here. If I made a mistake, I can also click the checkbox here to delete the selected files. In this case, I'm not going to delete it. It's the right document. And I'm just going to go do the same thing for the other two documents that I have here. Great. So now that I've uploaded one of each document in the appropriate sections, I've fulfilled the reporting requirement for this report. It's that simple. I don't need to do anything else. I'm going to go and go to the certification and submit page next to just submit this report. And again, if you don't have one of these three documents, you can select no at the top and just provide a written explanation of why you don't have one of the three documents here. In this case, I upload everything. I'm going to click next, and it will save my changes and bring me to the next page of the official certification. Here you're going to have certification language to make sure that what you're submitting here is true and accurate. So please read this statement. And once you've done that, we're going to scroll down. At the bottom, you'll see information on your current user, along with your title, designating you as an authorized representative for reporting. If you are the authorized representative for reporting, again, one of the three roles that are available in the portal, you're going to be able to click the bottom right button to certify and submit. So let's go ahead and do that. You see a pop-up box saying, are you sure you want to submit? You're going to click submit, and you're going to see that the report was successfully submitted. So you finished. You've submitted your NEU agreements and supporting documents report. For the sake of certainty, let's go back and make sure that that's true. To make sure, I'm going to click on the Compliance Report tab again to go to my reports. And I'll see here the list of reports again, and the one I just completed here, the NEU Agreements and Supporting Documents Report, you'll see the status is submitted. And instead of the pencil icon under Provide Information, I'm going to see this eye icon as in View. So we can go back into the report in View mode and see what we submitted. Again, clicking into the report, you'll see the status up top has changed to submitted, and I have the ability now to make sure, and I know for certain, my report has been submitted to Treasury. So that's it. That's the entire process, and that is the only reporting responsibility that NEUs right at the time of recording here in the beginning of March 2022 are responsible for. So, it should be pretty straightforward and easy. I encourage you to go in and submit this report. So again, that's the walkthrough for how you can submit the NEU agreements and supporting documentation report in the Treasury Reporting Portal. Finally, let's go over some frequently asked questions, provide some answers, and touch on some common errors or misconceptions that folks face. The first question that often comes up is, so I've created a login.gov account before for a different federal agency. Do I need to do so again? And the answer is yes. Login.gov is simply a tool for accessing the Treasury Reporting Portal. If you have not logged into the Treasury Reporting Portal before, you need to create an account for the first time using login.gov. You can do so by using the link provided on your screen here. It's also the link that's been provided to you by email and available on the Treasury website. The next question that often comes up is, so I've logged in to the Treasury Reporting Portal, but I don't see my project and expenditure report. Why not? And the answer is because Treasury is still finalizing the project and expenditure report for the April 30th, 2022 deadline. You will be contacted soon by email when the report is available. You will also see updates on our website. Next question is, how come the Treasury Reporting Portal is asking for my personal identifying information in order to create an account? And the answer is, personally identifiable data is not necessary to create an account in the Treasury Reporting Portal if you are using login.gov. If you are getting asked for personally identifiable info, that means you are not using login.gov to create an account. Login.gov only requires that you provide an email address, a password, and then authentication method in order to receive a login code. With those three information, you'll be able to access the Treasury Reporting Portal. Again, you'll be able to do so by using the link provided on your screen. Next question. I was able to log into the Treasury Reporting Portal, but my DUNS number or another identifier was wrong. How can I fix this? Well, we apologize for any inconvenience that might have been caused by incorrect DUNS number or other information that was provided. Again, we are working closely with both you as NEUs, but also our state partners to make sure we get as much accurate information as possible. If you find that any of your information is wrong in our system, please either email us at slfrp@treasury.gov, or you can call our call center at 844-529-9527. We're going to make sure that we respond to your messages and get your accounts and recipient records created, updated as soon as possible. Next, in a similar vein, I was able to log in, but I don't see any reports and or cannot add additional users. What's going on here? Well, sorry again for any inconvenience this may have caused. It could be a variety of factors that would have resulted in this type of error. Similarly to what I mentioned in the account creation portion, your email address and contact information may not have been provided as a contact by your state or territory. We can help you work through this. Please again contact us at slfrp@treasury.gov and we'll work with you to fix it. Similarly, you can give us a call at our contact center number 844-529-9527 and we'll make sure someone gets back to you right away. Lastly, questions that's come up recently, do I need to register with sam.gov in order to report for SLFRF funds? The answer is yes. Registering with sam.gov is a requirement of the SLFRF program. However, you do not need to already be registered to access the Treasury Reporting Portal. We're going to be providing more resources on how to register with sam.gov. And that information will be provided on the Treasury website as well as our YouTube site where you can view additional tutorials on how to do that registration. But in the meantime, not having a sam.gov registration will not prevent you from accessing the Treasury Reporting Portal, creating an account, and submitting your NEU agreements and supporting documents report. And that wraps up this video on reporting for non-entitlement units of local government. We've covered here 4 topics in this video: the overview of reporting requirements for non-entitlement units of local government, how to access the Treasury Reporting Portal, including how to create an account, designate users, and viewing reports in our portal. We've also covered how to complete your NEU agreements and supporting documents report. And then finally, we went over some frequently asked questions. If you have any additional questions or you have need for resources that aren't covered in this video, I'd highly encourage you to visit the Treasury SLFRF website. The link is provided in the video here at the top. Also, again, the link directly to the Treasury Reporting Portal is provided on your screen as well. And if there's any other questions that are not answered by the materials that are on the website, you can again email us at slfrp@treasury.gov or give us a call at our contact center at 844-529-9527. Thank you, and we look forward to working with you.